All your good, yes? I was lining with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey, UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she hear they're really selling cheap, and she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back them P&M have nothing to get. She said this party be for country, all you never, never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasting regret. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale, for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel. We pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. And all they know it, Africans when you UNC wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Hey, who called me? I want this verse slow, right? Black minds in Tobago, she's working on them with ease, but she's not afraid because monkeys say cool breeze. She said the last time she was easy, this time there is no room for mistakes, cause when she's done with Tobago, it's either they make or break. She has her eyes on Maruga, especially Samuel Cooper. They got a lot of P&M houses, but none of them can remember. She's buying some in 6 company because they're nice, they're bad and they're trim. Their ancestors came from Africa and all of them is Americans. She passed through 5 company and she bunks up Madingo. Well, boy, she makes she name cause she get Africans for Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale. Listen this. We buying Africans. Doc Faisabad was pretty serious with her in the cemetery. He said I'm waiting for refinery point. That man had to be crazy. What? Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. I never meet too coercive man so. She said my people are loyal. They don't vote for other parties, but them P&M people just show them some money, staggered roti. She said, I have my safe seats in the safe hands of Caroni. She go on to St. Couva, straight down to St. Paris. She said, I love my people. For 10 years we out in the rain. But when I get back in there, things will never be the same. To all of my people, you must get your rightful place. And I don't care who's sitting there and think I am talking race. You all know what's hurting me. You see that, Dr. Rowley? We don't hide up on we money. The damn man change the currency. Hey! Africans for sale, hey, for sale, hey, for sale. Hey. We buying Africa. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africa. They bought out PSA. They got them for 10%. Now they could beat the chest and laugh because they know it's money well spent. All your love, all your Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. To make our Trinidad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Now is exactly 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. Now, today is the 13th of the third month, 2026. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a power pack program this afternoon to divulge to you. But something happened today that caused us now to talk about this issue, this impelling issue that nobody ain't gonna talk about. And very few of you remember. Not everybody does remember everything. So, without further ado, video number 1.
Defense Minister Wayne Sturge is not afraid of being assassinated. This after a man who was detained under the state of emergency for supposedly plotting to kill a government minister was released without charge. Last year, a detention order claimed Danny Guerra and others plotted to murder a minister, and they should be detained under a preventative detention order. At a government media conference at UNC headquarters today, Sturge confirmed that he was the government minister who had been threatened. When asked if he was fearful, he said no.
I'm not afraid. We all die. We all will get that chance. And if you give me a choice between cancer and an assassination, I'll choose an assassination. So I'm not afraid.
But former National Security Minister and former police officer Marvin Gonzalez rubbished Sturge's supposed bravado, saying the threat was fake to begin with.
That alleged threat that the government spoke about and the TTPS, I don't believe it. I think it was a lie. It was a monstrous lie to mislead the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and a way of imposing a state of emergency as a crime tool, as opposed to dealing with a specific national security threat. Because up to today, no one was charged.
But the defense minister argues that the belief that there was no evidence corroborating the death plot is false.
The report in the Newsday which suggested that there was no evidence in the first place, that has also been proven to be false because the Commissioner of Police in essence refuted that when he came before the National Security Council.
He also says the State of Emergency Tribunal found that Guerra should not have been released in the first place.
What I can say is that a pre-action protocol letter was written, and it was acted upon merely hours before the tribunal gave a recommendation to not release him. So the tribunal in essence stated that he ought not to have been released.
Gonzalez says the seemingly fearless stance taken by the minister is a testament to the government's alleged deceit for using a state of emergency as a crime-fighting tool.
The reason why he is saying that is perhaps he is aware that there was no real threat in the first place.
The minister says while Guerra was released on January 2nd without charge, that does not mean he could not be rearrested in the future. Jensen Lavend, CNC3 News.
So Trinidad and Tobago, many of you outside here don't know who is Danny Guerra. And to the people of Sandy Grande that is mourning the death of Danny Guerra that would have taken place today. Now, at the end of the day, we could all say the gentleman is not perfect. But there was a series of events that would have taken place on the 2025 general election. Danny Guerra have been instrumental in winning Toko Sandy Grande for the UNC. And what was said on the grounds in Sandy Grande, because if you follow the Sandy Grande campaign, it was one of the biggest. It would have set a precedent that I don't believe anybody could have ever followed. One could only imagine the amount of money that was spent there. Now, on this platform here, we would have revealed from words on the ground that about $19 million have been pumped into the campaign in Toko Sandy Grande for the now Member of Parliament, Wayne Sturge. That was the information we would have gotten on the ground. And Trinidad and Tobago, when you see people jumping up and drinking and taking, this was the man here that would have made this thing possible. This was the man. And we would have heard that certain things have been promised to him. And when seeking redress, just like everybody else in Toko Sandy Grande, he was sidelined. I was there when I did see Danny Guerra walk around by several business places asking, let me put up money, let me get this PNM regime out. Some of them was skeptical. But people did honestly believe that the UNC had good intentions. But I was invited to a meeting that I didn't went. And after the meeting, Trinidad and Tobago, this gentleman here have been arrested on allegations to murder the minister. After the meeting, and the meeting, there were a lot of people there. There were a board member now, a chairman of a board. There was a councillor, 2 councillors, as a matter of fact, that was there, UNC councillors. And word, I sure word would have reached back to the leadership. And then we see Danny Guerra end up dead. He was whole, now he end up dead. And one must beg the question, Trinidad and Tobago. What went on there? And if we were to follow this series of events that would have taken place, one could only imagine a hit, a political hit, only to spread fear and pandemonium. And I am here, Trinidad and Tobago, to tell you, do not be afraid. There is a God. And fear not the man who could destroy just the body, but fear the one who could destroy both body and soul. Trinidad and Tobago, when connecting the dots, it is simple to see where the hit come from. And if you are asking the question by saying that it came from the UNC camp, step to the front of the class. Trinidad and Tobago, let me go into the article that was read, that was said, that was raised, that was sent out, a matter of fact. Businessman Danny Guerra shot dead in Sandy Grande. Businessman Danny Guerra was shot and killed in his Sandy Grande home in Sandy Grande on Friday, according to reports reaching Priority One Management Limited. Details surrounding the incident remain unclear, but information suggests Danny Guerra was attacked and fatally shot in the eastern town. Emergency responders were reportedly called to the scene, where he was later pronounced dead. Police officers of the Sandy Grande Police District have since reported that they have begun investigations into the circumstances surrounding the killing. Guerra previously made national headlines in 2025 after being detained during a state of emergency as part of investigation into an alleged organized crime activities. Up until this time of publication, authorities have not yet released any official statements according to the killing or motive behind the attacks. And as I say, Trinidad and Tobago, we have to be clear, we have to be reasonable, and the proof is within the pudding that the circumstances relog surrounding the death of Danny Guerra and his attachment to the UNC party is inextricably linked. this thing gets serious. I know it will frighten a lot of people, but it is confirmed that Danny Guerra is really dead. And just to go in, right, so this year is the footage as to what would have taken place.
Control.
Now, the person that you would have seen to the side, that was the body of Danny Guerra. The original photo, we can't place it here on YouTube because YouTube have a community policy that goes against. So we don't want to go against the community policy. But in the video you would have just seen, Trinidad and Tobago, see that it was a hit. It wasn't a robbery. And you would have seen the man would have come back again. That is the bullet. A bullet to his head. Make sure he dead. They riddle him up and they make sure he dead. And we have seen these type of killings that take place. And now they're going and tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, that this SOE is so good. It will stop certain things. Trinidad and Tobago, I would have told you that they was going after Danny Guerra. I'm telling you that they are going after people that is speaking out. The UNC is not God. So if this is the nasty, stinking game that they are playing or they want to play, they cannot kill all of us. And we must be bold and brave. Because there are more of us. There are very few of them. And only 41 of them is within the parliaments of Trinidad and Tobago. They have to hear what we are saying. Or remove yourself. This is not what we voted for. This style of governance is not what we voted for, Trinidad. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt. Danny Guerra affiliation with the UNC is what would have bring his demise. This is very serious here in this country. This is a very serious event in this place. God don't sleep. God don't sleep. So that was the video there concerning the killing. And there are many more that we could show, but for the sake of YouTube, we can't go in to the full scope. So if you look going down here, watch the stop, the pull up. Watch them, the pull up, boom. You go to pull out, the shadow shoot. Shoot. And then you open the door. Open the door and he make sure put one in his head. That is what politics reach to in this country. And we continually tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, support the opposition. For us to come out from this position that we are in, this deadly position, we must support the opposition and bring the opposition into government. Because what we are experiencing now, a matter of fact, let me bring this thing real seriously, because we playing here, we playing it, bothering people. People are shaking. The amount of people lost out, the amount of people lost their bread because of the death of Danny Guerra in Sandy Grande is a shame. The reason why they are fighting, the reason why they are behaving like this within this country is because they don't want us to question them. A whole elite squad. Don't worry, question them. And Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have said that explicitly. She would have said, don't question she, don't tell she what to do. That Prime Minister, that ungrateful lady, that wicked woman would have tell the people at Trinidad and Tobago, don't question she. Feel his kicks. Yeah, alright. Or you feel his thing is kicks.
Mr. Speaker, the member for Rima and I were in a law class together. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. I have not named anyone. If you want to take ownership of it, take it. But I have not named any of them. Not one. So today, that is the history, sir, and I'll move on. And I stand today to let the people of our country know, they keep saying the Prime Minister must do this, the Prime Minister must do that, the Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do. Honourable Speaker, the member for Rima and I were in a law class together. So you know how to craft your statements as a good lawyer. I have not named anyone. If you want to take ownership of it, take it. But I have not named any of them. Not one. So today, that is the history, sir, and I'll move on. And I stand today to let the people of our country know, they keep saying the Prime Minister must do this, the Prime Minister must do that, the Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
That is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago do not want to be questioned by anybody. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, we are asking ourselves, who did we give power to? You see, if it is you don't believe the truth, the Father is going to send you a strong delusion that you believe the lie more than the truth. Kamala Persad-Bissessar is unfit to be a Prime Minister. That goes without saying. The UNC government is unfit for leadership. That goes without say. And it is evident at this point in time. They are trying all how to suppress people, to suppress the views of certain people. And there are people that call me today and read a riot act for me. And let me tell you, I's a man don't play. And let me tell you the riot act that I would have gotten today, posted all over social media. Let me tell you the riot act today that was read to me, and I'm going to read out the letter for you. This is not a game, innit? Because what I am doing, I am convicted. I am convicted in what I am doing. But there are certain people that is not convicted and will do anything they want for $1. Yes, anything for $1. Anything for $1. And they are using various platforms to do so. And the riot act that was read to me today was this. I, Renison Jeffrey, most of you know me, who know me from being on social media, and know that there is where workers' rights would have started off on social media. So the riot act that was read to me today was this. Remember workers' rights. You are in the ground report groups and other groups. Don't forget, you are in the ground report house. This house and other groups, house a matter of fact, the house is in bracket, which is different news name. Oh yes, the ground report groups are in different names. Yet you are very bold-faced using this group and all other groups to promote and share all your posts and videos and insulting the ground report in their own house. Listen, Trinidad. Why are you calling the ground report name in your videos and always insulting the callers and supporters? You had also posted up the ground report link with Andy too, endless times, stringing up bacchanal and confusion, and you are trying very hard to use psychology and strategy to the listening public, callers and supporters to go against the ground report, Andy, Mikey K, Leonard Smith, and the ground report team. So by questioning some of the things that is taking place, this is the big riot act that was read to me. It was sent to my phone. It was sent in a lot of groups today. Yes, it was sent in a lot of groups. A lot of groups today. Let me go back into this. Yes, I miss it a little bit. I want you to see it and I want you to get it right. I'm kindly asking you workers' rights to leave Andy, Mikey K, and Leonard Smith and the ground report team and their supporters alone. Andy, Mikey, and Lennox is no Johnny come lately. Men, they have come a very long way for many years fighting for people of Trinidad and Tobago and the citizens. They have worked so long and hard many years helping the citizens cope with the suffering, pain, and sorrow and grief for the past difficult years. So for a better Trinidad and Tobago, please, I am asking you to leave the ground report alone. Trinidad, every time I post something here, I challenge views and narratives. Please note workers' rights. In this group, the ground report groups, there is a lady owner of 6 of the news group that you are presently using and promoting all your posts and videos. You are in other groups, ground report groups. Not all the groups are ground report groups, but most of the group, the majority you are in, just posting and sharing and insulting ground report. Stop it. Workers' rights, you can keep posting and talking till kingdom come. I have no problem with you personally, but leave the ground report alone. And trust me, I would have written up something too concerning that. Because what I challenge here is narratives. I don't go after personality. And anytime I go after personality, is that because these men and them is showing their personality and trying to be neutral. So listen, Trinidad and Tobago. What they cannot answer. Workers' rights stand firm in highlighting real struggles of everyday Trinbagonians without fear or favor. We respect the long service of the Ground Report, Andy, Mikey K, and Leonard Smith in advocating for citizens. But accountability demands we call out silence on key UNC government failures, mass firings, ignoring workers in just 7 weeks after the general election, including 10,700 CPEP contractors, 500 WASA staff, and others from healthcare authority ministries, far exceeding PNM numbers over a decade. Ground Report have not addressed this wave of job loss affecting vulnerable daily paid workers earning just $120 a day. So it goes without saying, at this point in time, you write my whole diatribe. I used to see Andy, Lennox, and all of them fighting for people, talking on behalf, but when you go into it, you realize it's just a UNC party group that they have online. That is what it is. And now, mass firing taking place all over Trinidad and Tobago, and nobody has nothing to say. They have nothing to say. So what do you expect? I only end up here because of one thing. Because of the factor that I at one point in time was advantaged. Instead, their focus stays on the PNM action, sidelining current suffering underneath the UNC. Barren hikes. Finance Minister Dave Tanku in 2026 budget include a 2.5% charge on land on rental. Rental income starting in January spiking fears, bypass on course, tenants like pensioners already facing multiple hikes. So this property tax disguised as a labor by the oppression of the UNC. And I would have found that the Ground Report would have went silent on many of these issues. So the riot act is this. The riot act, Trinidad and Tobago, have been read against me, so I will speak on your behalf. This thing, it's more serious than you think. And yesterday, I would have come out with a video from Heavy Duty. And today, Trinidad and Tobago, you see, just, it had too much thing to talk about, boy. It had too much. It had too much. It had too much. The same bloggers and them, the same people that was employed before election to talk and to share their views on social media, the same Heavy Duty, that scumbag Heavy Duty, is insulting the same set of people. And Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight I calling names, I don't play. The same Jason X, the same Kitty, the same Wint, the same Candace Edwards. Heavy Duty insulting these people and them by his statement, his out of control statement on the airways in Trinidad and Tobago. And then when they're done, they come in to ask Oil for support. Tell the people the truth. Tell them who killed Danny Guerra. Games.
Do this. The president must do that. The president must do this. Must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
Wise, I have this mic in front of me. Not when David Welch have this mic in front of him. Not when X and Stephon Rees and the Grung Report and all those who come in here, Kingsley and Sweetheart come in here every day to make sure that never happens. Never. Because we fighting against a 1% media who only painting Kamala to be a bad person. Every headline, everything she do wrong. Every headline on the newspaper. Every headline on PNM3. Every newscast is only, what could I do? Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing.
They keep saying the Prime Minister must do this. The President must do that. The President must do this. Must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
They want everything happen now. They want work now.
Roads now.
They want fix road now. Fix the hospitals now.
This man so disingenuous that at the end of the day, what you doing there? You get work now. Why you don't give up your work heavy duty? Why you don't give up your work? Give up the work that you had there. Kingsley, get work. And the same one, Stephon Rees, all of them, and all the rest of Trinidad and Tobago must suffer? Is that what you're promoting? And when they talk about lick bottom African, you're hungry, boy. I say that. You watch now. This man is one of the most disrespectful person that I ever encountered. This same man, before election, hopping on every live. And all of them is friends. And the games that are playing out here. Boy, this thing, boy, I go put this up in. Anyway, let me get back to the video. Disrespectful.
You understand? Get 10% back pay now. So when these people come on social media, when this Marsha Walker, yes, you Miss Marsha Walker, come for you this evening, you know. All over the place, so the bad talking Kamala about $1 billion. She missing $1 billion. Look.
She gets granted.
I want to know where you get that from. I think, hey, look, listen, control yourself, heavy. Control yourself. Because there are people in Trinidad and Tobago that does not understand how to run a country. They're just good at taking the cell phone what I have, go up on social media and talk all kind of cow dung. And trust me, cow dung is not the word I want to use. But I have radio and there are children listening. All they got to do is go live. Go live. I said overnight so-called social media influencers. I don't know who they're influencing, but all of a sudden there's social media influencers and bloggers. And they have no clue or no facts about what they're talking about. And all they're doing is blah, 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 holy. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, they close down CPEP and European forestries.
They keep saying the Prime Minister must do this. The Prime Minister must do that. The Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do. They keep saying the Prime Minister must do this. The Prime Minister must do that. The Prime Minister must do this, must. You cannot tell me what I must do. You cannot tell me what I must do.
As I would have said, Trinidad and Tobago, that is your mind that they're trying to gang rape. Now the two gentlemen that you see there in the pit here is Stephen Reese and look heavy duty day. All of them is friend. The only set of people. You see you the bloggers, or you was never the friend. You hear me, Candice? You hear me, Kitty? You hear me, Jason? That was never your friend. These people was never your friend. They wanted to win an election or no, it was bait. The rest of Trinidad and Tobago, many of you fall underneath that same thing. Oyo was beat for this election. And they continue on Talk City 91.1 to sampat your psyche. David Welch, Heavy Duty, Kingsley, The Ground Report, all of them to sampat your psyche. We are suffering in this country more than anything else underneath this UNC government. And it's time for us to wake up. Understand what's going on. It's about high time that we reach that point that we understand what they are doing to us. If it take 2 years or 3 years, it was stretched over time. But in less than a year, they are taking this thing too far, Trinidad. And let me tell you something. Many of you is going to get calls. Yes. I know they're trying to shut it down. Many of you is going to get calls from these individuals. Many of you, and here who they go send to call or they go send people like Jerlyn John to call or here. They go send people like Michelle Benjamin to call or here. They go send NCW. Because Oya, no way fall in their caliber. They are coming after the black man, and the black man must come together. And they are using black men as bait. They are friends. They were always friends. I scratch your back, you scratch my back, and that is what it is. Trinidad, them that are left behind, I am calling on you. This year is a movement. This year is a movement. Let your voice be heard. We are coming to your areas, to your district, and we are going to march. We are going to march. Let them come. God is good. I fear no one but God. So before I go on with the show, I would have planned here to play a clip here. A matter of fact, from Victor Roberts. Victor Roberts would have sent me a clip today concerning some questions that he had to ask Jerlyn John. Jerlyn John, please answer these questions. And next person that doing the political goatee look back. Anything the government do, anything the government say, all of them, down to naked and all. Philip, but he whining on it. Only doing the political goatee look back. Everything Kamala say, and use a leader, but use a waste of time, use a scumbag. You worse. I vex I vex that Jason Bundy jersey. I wanted some cloth to wash down a car here. Doing the political booty look back. Yeah, Victor Roberts. Victor Roberts would have made a very informative statement. And we are calling on Jolene John. Jolene John, we want you to answer these questions tonight. Yeah, Candice, I know you're feeling hurt. Yeah, you're feeling hurt. Let me see what could happen. Let me play Victor Roberts' video here. And let me see all what could happen. I'll open the phone line this evening. The numbers is on the screen. After this, after we play the video, I want to hear what you have to say to the public. I want to hear. I want to hear.
You know, I taken in gentlemen, blessings to all. You know, I taken in the account of the Parliamentary Standing Committee, I think it's the Accounts Committee, as it relates to the former Minister of Health and the investigation with all these allegations that is taking place. And sitting before the committee at this time is Mr. Jibari Kozia, who is the head of the financial aspect of NIPDEF. And coming out of that, I saw Minister Jolene John on the floor and asking some questions, some pertinent and some irrelevant. And one of the questions that I am paying attention to is when Minister Jolene John asks Mr. Kozia if it's a normal practice for a minister to sit down and direct payments to whether we want to say preferred pharmaceutical business or what have you. While that question was posed to Mr. Kozia, the person representing, I believe, NIPDEC and Mr. Kozia objected to the question. And that objection was simple, that this is not on the evidence that is before us. And Jolene John decided to behave very rude by saying, Madam, don't interrupt me. I could ask what question I want, and when it's your turn to ask question, you could ask what you want and don't interrupt me, and all that pack of foolishness. On top of that, the chairman, who is the guide, the chairman who is also the Speaker of the House, Jack Dev Singh, went on to say that these are serious allegations. Ask your question, Minister. What kind of nonsense is that? Jack Dev Singh, part of your responsibility in that inquiry is to ensure that questions come forth as it relates to the evidence that is before the standing committee. Not to allow all this set of wild hullabaloo to just transpire and having no direct control as to what is going on there. Ladies and gentlemen, so since Jolene John could say, don't tell she what to ask, and she could ask what she want to ask, then I write down some questions here for Minister Jolene John. And my first question is this. Were you, Miss John, the managing director of the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Company, HDC? My second question to you, ma'am, were you accused along with others of involvement in corrupt deals relating to the purchase of the Eden Gardens lands for $175 million in 2012? I am asking questions for a friend here now. My third question, were you accused of breaching your fiduciary duty? This fiduciary duty, ladies and gentlemen, is a big word to state that you hold the responsibility on behalf of a company like the managing director and so on. You are to ensure best practice. You are to ensure that the company that you represent, best practices implement to ensure that all is above board so that the company would not be brought into disrepute. I have another question. Question number 4. Were you accused of failing to carry out your duties with due care and skill including claims regarding the approval of payments exceeding $100,000 and the use of preferred tendering for certain contractors. That is some of the questions that I want to ask Jolene John today. I want to ask Jolene John, were you terminated from the HGC in 2016? And I want you to tell the country why, if you were terminated, why you were terminated. And later, did you lose a wrongful dismissal claim that were filed on your behalf? Did you lose that claim? Did you lose that matter in 2020? You see, ladies and gentlemen, the problem in this country is that we want to put Satan to correction. We want to put Satan to correction. When you look at this government that is before us, from the speaker come back, have serious allegations of corruption. From the speaker come back, we have ministers who want to pay the questioning Tom, Dick and Harry, who also had serious allegations of misconduct brought against them. We now have sitting ministers in the parliament with all level of corruption, and today it seems that it's a cool scene. So we could prosecute. A matter of fact, we could prosecute other persons for the same thing that we ourselves are accused of. And because time passed, we now come like Satan trying to correct sin. I am sorry for this country. I am sorry for the bunch of people who continue to stand up to support this government. With all that we know, with all that we are experiencing, with all that happened in the past from Section 34 to today, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we still have people who believe that two wrong could make a right in this country. Well, then that's a matter for you. But I will continue to speak out. I will continue to stand for what is right, no matter what it costs. That is my way going forward. So I am going to be speaking on a lot of topics very soon. I go on.
And several ministries and probably agencies in your business, you act as project manager, am I correct?
Correct.
How long are you still with NIPDEC? Are you still working there, Mr.
Yes.
Kuzia? Okay, how long have you worked there?
10 years.
10 years. Is it your experience that ministers sit down and direct how payments are allocated?
No.
So this was a novel approach? No, please, let me ask my question. You can ask your questions after, madam.
I'm sorry.
You can ask your questions after.
But that is not the evidence, Mr. Chairman. The evidence was never that the minister directed. The evidence, Mr. Chair, through you, was that he received the emails from the permanent secretary. So I would just like that the witness be asked questions as per the evidence.
Madam, with the greatest respect, you can ask me, tell me what to ask. You can ask what you wish to ask.
The witness.
You can feel very free to ask whatever you want to ask.
Serious allegation.
Okay? You could ask, you're here as an equal member. There's no greater or smaller. You could ask whatever you want to ask. Right. Don't interrupt me, please.
Let's not quarrel about that. Minister, ask your question.
Please. You ask a question here when the time comes.
Yes.
I'm just asking. I ask again. Based on your 10 years of experience spanning several administrations, is it normal for a minister to sit and direct how payments are made to suppliers, to specific suppliers?
No.
Thank you.
Now that there was a video that was made from Victor Roberts, and I don't know if Victor might be sleeping, but tonight I had to call Victor Roberts. I had to call Victor Roberts here tonight. Here tonight.
brother.
Victor, good night.
What happened?
Well, I now play a video there on the channel, a matter of fact. I calling it live. I mean, going a little more in depth concerning this thing with Julian John. You see, I want the public to understand it a little bit.
So what I really said in that video is to look at the level of hypocrisy that exists in this country as it relates to governance. Because in the past, under the UNC, between 2010 to 2015, we have, we could actually full half of this country with the amount of allegations of corruption and mismanagement and misbehavior in public office. And the list goes on. But it seems as though in this country, when time passes and you come out from government, time pass, it seems as though that you now have what you call governmental or parliamentary baptism. So the same bunch of people that were no good, that they were rotten from the core, could now re-establish themselves in government and condemn and try to actually destroy others at the same level of allegation. You see, until this country wake up, Jeffrey, and realize that, look, what we need for this country to move forward is good governance. What we need is people with integrity to lead this country. And when we talk about crime and the crime out of control and so on, the people who really has this crime situation out of control is those who are in government. That is the reality. Because you could go back and look at the level of corruption. We have had, and I saw Wayne Sturge talking a packer or a bag of rubbish as it relates to the Dana Sita Hall issue, when apparently like he mixed up who was in government and casting blame on others when the blame is rightfully amongst the UNC. And we will know, we will see, we will hear the level of serious allegations as it relates to members of the sitting government. And I'm speaking about from conspiracy to murder to anything you could think about. And it is there. So when I saw this standing committee that looking into the allegations of the former Minister of Health, and I saw the way in which Julian John behaved herself, which I consider to be unseemly, because you're dealing with a standing committee, and that committee will have guidance, it will have the evidence before it that they will deal with. And even Jack Dale Singh, the chairman of that committee, who is also the Speaker of the House, as far as I am concerned, I cannot find any integrity within these people, because you cannot just come out from serious allegation and because of some loophole or some mismanagement of a case or somebody file something in the court after it reached the statute bar limit, which is really 4 years. And because of all that, you escape. And then you feel that you are white as snow and you have the authority to talk on matters. People who has allegation of corruption previously have no moral value to speak about any level of corruption against anybody else, Jeffrey, and that's my position right there.
Yeah, but Victor, you talk about allegations of corruption with Jack Dale Singh. You know Jack Dale Singh was caught in a sting operation. He done put him, the person done put the money in Jack Dale Singh hand, and he walk out of KFC in Guerra, and the police hold him. So it go way beyond an allegation with Jack Dosing.
And brother, it go way beyond allegation with most of them. As I said before, because of some technical issue or because some government files some document after the 4-year period and the court threw it out. That doesn't mean to say, listen this, Jeffrey, listen this. Why they would not accuse you of corruption in your workplace? Let me tell you something. Accusation of corruption must have some element of facts in it, you know.
Yeah.
The state just cannot open an investigation on you about any level of corruption except there be some level of evidence. Now, we have evidence that may be able to convict in the court of law. And then you will hear the DPP saying, look, we doesn't have enough evidence. We need to go back and revisit or go back and investigate. It's because there is some evidence, but just not enough. That is the reality. So when I see these people and them jump up and talk about I was acquitted and I was cleared by the court and all that sort of dotishness. When you go back and you examine the facts, and that's a problem in Trinidad and Tobago. People doesn't take the time to go back and research and examine. What people like is what sound good to the ears. So once I can make something sound good to the ears, the reason why people may not like you and people like me is because we doesn't deal with issues that sound good to people's ears. We deal with the facts. We bring the facts to the public domain. We bring it raw, naked as it is, and therefore we'll be hated by much, disliked by many. But there are a few persons who still have what you call moral values in this country that will appreciate when we speak, Jeffrey. That is your reality.
Yeah. And you know, Victor, I have been mapping a pattern that I was seeing here concerning this government. And the reason why is that topic, I mean, people that say, why we talking about the government, why we talking about the government, but the government is in power. And I've seen a pattern that they're always trying to evade question. They're always not trying to be accountable for what is taking place within this country. And it is so appalling that not only you're seeing them trying to evade, but I seeing a group of people that defending that. And that bothering me and trying to tell me that what shall I not seeing what I seeing. That real bothering me. So
and there are those who go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
There are those who would see things through a lens, and then there are those who will see things with the naked eye. Let me just draw back something to you as I make the point with Wayne Sturge. Jeffrey, if I and you start to research and go back into the facts why Dana Sitahal was killed, you might very well, the country may be shocked. The country may go into shock. And you see, we often forget as 7 days pass, and it looked like it come down to 3 days now. As 3 days pass, we forget a new topic come up and we forget the topic that was just 3 days old. Go back and look at the investigations that Dana Sitahal was charged with the responsibility to prosecute. Go back and look at the people. Go back and look at the elements who were involved. And you will get a clear picture, you know. Wayne Sturge said something there in the parliament that the police listen and listen and listen and listen and listen, and until she's not here. Yeah. You understand? But I don't know if Wayne Sturge really know what he's saying, you know? Because Wayne Sturge probably opened up a can of worms on his own government. He probably opened a can of worms on some of his colleagues who fingers presently being pointed at as it relates to this whole fiasco, you know. So when they go up in the parliament and they stamp and they talk that set of foolishness, they better very well be careful as to what they're saying, because look, I saw today another man who was detained under the state of emergency was executed sometime today.
Yes.
And listen, the Trinidad and Tobago probably have some level of thinking as to why that happened, you know. Remember, we were hearing that there was threat against certain ministers and threat against certain people. As a matter of fact, I did a video as it relates to that. I think you and all did something as it relates to that. You understand? But it's an investigation that is live, that is on the front burner as we speak. And let's not say too much for the time being on that issue. But the point I'm going to make, Jeffrey, is that this government cannot be trusted for 1 second.
And that issue we talk about with the Dana Sital thing, just don't forget, Victor, don't be a stranger. You have to come and explain that. I know it as you. You understand what I mean? You just go into your various set of research, and I just do mine.
Yeah.
So, well, Victor, thanks for taking the call, a matter of fact. You see, people don't understand how far-reaching it is. I see that video with Jolene John. Jolene John was disrespectful, asking about something that not even said present.
And Jeffrey, you actually trying to commit the witness. You're actually trying to lead the witness astray, because in nowhere in the evidence before the standing committee, it was stated that the minister sit down and give instruction as to who to be paid. Nowhere in the evidence. A matter of fact, the person representing NIPDEC and COSIA made it quite clear that the permanent secretary has a responsibility as it relates to this paying issue. So why try to paint a picture to the national public? You see, that is what this government is about. You know, this government is about painting a picture that does not exist. You understand? They paint a picture to the population that does not exist. And that is why I am glad there is a few people in this country still who will go into the facts and explain and say, well, look, what they're painting is not factual, you know. That is just a portrait to mislead the population, to have them to believe in something that do not exist. And that is what this government has been doing since with the radar in Tobago, since with the Venezuela issue, and they continue to do the same, misleading the those who choose to be blind, those who choose to demonstrate blind loyalty, and those who choose to be natural idiots in the country. That is what the government is doing. And we have to call it out all the time. We know that we are high targets.
Yeah.
We know that we are high value targets. Let's not play no game with it. We know that they want to silence us in every corner. We know that we were offered inducements and we refused. We know that we was asked to close our mouth and live happy, and we refused because we recognize this is not about you and me.
Yeah.
This is about our country. This is about the future generation. We must decrease for they to increase. And in order for that to happen, we have to stand up and demand good governance in this country by any political party in power. Jeffrey, I and you stood up and beat Keith Rowley, you know.
Yeah. They can't say nothing else about that.
They can't say nothing. We beat Keith Rowley policies. And now the policies at the UNC is 500 times worse than Kitwauli. And let me tell you something. I am not prepared to play with them. I am going to expose it. I am going to deal with it, just as you have been doing over the past couple of months, and we will get the truth and the facts in the public domain, no matter what it costs.
No matter what it costs. And Victor, thanks for taking the call, brother. I see a lot of people calling on the line. Thanks. And don't forget, I want to see you soon.
Yeah,
I mean, the people want to see you soon too.
I'll come and deal with it.
All right then.
Love in the house.
Right, so all who was calling before, I could call back because let me get a few things inside. I mean, some of the things that you want to talk about. Let me hear what I want to say, because trust what I say. Victor is a man does disseminate facts all the time. All the time. So the numbers is on the screen, 333-2176, 333-2176. Call and make your point known. Yes. Good afternoon, caller. Good night.
Yes, good night.
Yes. What is your contribution on the Workers' Rights platform here tonight?
Yeah, well, Mr. Jeffrey. I probably understand because I get a respect, but I'm not sure learning, right? But I'm a regular listener to your program, right? And first time caller.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah, but you touched on something tonight that I'm a bit bothered, right? And it all has to do with Wayne Sturge. I don't know how old you are, Mr. Jeffrey, but I wonder if you could remember or if you could recall sometime between somewhere around 2005, 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. Wayne Sturge was arrested for attempted murder. Right?
I can't remember.
If I could recall clearly, you can't remember. Well, I realize you can't remember, or you don't know about it because I never hear you spoke about it.
No, I never.
Right?
I know about it.
It bothered me when I saw him sitting as defense minister. Now, let me tell you how I could recall his story. Wayne Sturge defended some client, right? And apparently the court awarded some kind of payment to the client because like he won the matter. And the money was never paid to the client. Okay? And somewhere along the line, apparently the client came investigating about what the court awarded him. And the secretary, Wayne Sturge secretary, at that point in time realized that the client never received his money, right? And decided that she would go to the source court. And Wayne Sturge called a hit on her, right? And he was arrested and charged. After the police did all the investigation with attempted murder, he spent some time long in remand yard. Between 2005, 2006, 2007 around there.
Wayne Sturge?
You could dig up. Yes. You could dig up on it. You could ask Mr. Roberts, who you was now speaking to. You are watching you live on television right now. Mr. Roberts seems to be an older person. He might be able to tell you something more about it. Yes, he was in Raymond Yard.
Well,
attempted murder of that secretary, the secretary in his law firm.
Yeah. Oh God.
You have no knowledge of that?
No. Look, I seen some things here that come up, and now would have typed it up there and I see something.
About that same thing about what I'm telling you about?
Yeah.
Yes. And this thing with Guerra here now is what bothers me. Because Wayne Sturge seems to be, popping up in some, This because I see him tonight. I watching your program and seeing that Danny Guerra was executed.
Well, that is what it was.
So
The person they didn't come to rob him, and somebody come to kill him.
Yeah,
and you see what take place. I mean, I just could not show the pity, but a big hole at the side of the man's head.
No, well, you could see what happened, right? I am a ex-defense force, right? And just watching the video, they monitor him, they time him, right? And they know the hours he leaves, right? Because just when he was about to reverse, Hello?
Yeah.
Just when he was about to reverse his Hilux, they pull up on him.
And but I know the thing that's going on because let me hear what I tell you. I talk to people that put on work already to tell you the truth. They come on, we don't see this thing in society. And what them tell me is exactly what I see there. Right now, a man could pay about $30,000 to kill a man. The game at $10,000 for him to rent various cars to roll around the area for about 2-3 weeks to see how the man functioning. And then when they do the work, they go and they collect the balance. You could kill a man for about $20,000 now. And from what I see there, that was done simple. The man come out, they wait till the thing, and they start to shoot.
They did all their,
That was...
Yeah, they did all the homework on him, right? They know the time he leave, everything. They did all the homework, right? It was a planned hit. But what I'm saying, I would like you to dig up on this Wayne Sturge thing in, I think it's 2000, as I said, between 2005, 2006, 2007, okay?
Yeah.
I would like you to dig up on it because it's a fact, right?
All right. Well, I'll go into it. I don't see some things there. We just...
Because he paid something to take out the secretary, right? And I just didn't know how it went down after that, but it didn't happen. He didn't kill her, right? And he was arrested and was in remand for attempted murder. And that's my defense, right? Not my defense because that's not my party, right? I am not a Lake Bottom African as you said just now, right? I didn't support them.
No, well,
right?
the reason why, let me tell you something. I for good governance. And you see, what some of these black people have been doing, and I'm saying black people, because it's a message that they give them, because if they don't give any other race that message, people will not believe them. So when people like Heavy Duty and them get a message and they went to the various people, the village, and started talking, people believe them. And that is why calling on Lake Bottom. The man that sell out for absolutely nothing. Nothing.
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you 100%, right? But what I'm saying, I'd like you to dig up into this and get your facts, right? Because I never heard you mention it. And I was so surprised when they made him defense minister.
Yeah, well, I seen a whole set of thing here. We are going to it and see, and see for the thing, and we go bring it up.
Okay, right. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for the information.
Yeah, no problem. Have a blessing.
So Trinidad and Tobago, yes, we know concerning that, and we will go into it if there is an infringement, because well, you know how Google is. We went in and you know we go see what's going on concerning that. Right? So people of Trinidad and Tobago, I could tell you today without a shadow of a doubt, we would have had several programs concerning Jack Dale Singh. And his biasness within the parliament. And it is evident Trinidad and Tobago how biased Jack Dale Singh is. It goes without say. And I, Renison Jeffrey, making this broad statement tonight, Jack Dale Singh is one of the most biased president that it have. He real bias. And let me bring the evidence that you could understand. Watch how the man, watch from the video that is going on be played here. Watch how he treated with the standing orders when it relate to Kamala Prasad. He says he don't know. He not that too sure. And he asking the Prime Minister. And when it come to the opposition, it's something totally different. He know it. And I talk with authority. And the man changed the whole discussion. The whole discussion altogether. Boy, you're getting tapped, yes. This here is Jack Dale Singh.
Minister, Prime Minister, can I ask you to use...
Prime Minister, can I ask you to use... Yeah.
More neutral language as we move on? I don't think it's offensive and insulting directed to a member of the House. It seems to me that the purport of the standing order is quite clear. And any residual discretion, I have to refuse it. It's a very narrowly circumscribed one. But I will hear you on that. I've read these standing orders. There are two sets of standing orders which provide for closure for debate. Prime Minister, can I ask you to use more neutral language as we move on? I don't think it's offensive and insulting.
You don't think it's offensive and insulting? He ain't sure. But listen to when it comes to the PNM. Sure.
Directed to a member of the House. It seems to me that the purport of the standing order is quite clear. And any residual discretion, I have to refuse it, is a very narrowly circumscribed one. But I will hear you on that. I've read these standing orders. There are two sets of standing orders which provide for closure for debate. There is Standing Order 46-2, which provides...
All of a sudden, that scumbag, that jailbird, Jack Dale Singh, all of a sudden, you know everything. He going through the standing orders. And when it relating to standing orders against Kamala, I'm not too sure. This man biased. He's one of the most biased president. By Jack Dale.
That any minister may move an application to close a debate which is critical of the government. That standing order is confined to a minister moving the House. Standing Order 52 is a standing order of general application. Any member may move to close a debate pursuant to 52. The jurisdiction of the Speaker is then a very narrowly circumscribed jurisdiction. So there are two instances in which the Speaker can refuse to accede to putting the question. I don't think it's offensive and insulting directed to a member of the House.
If you are saying that statement is not directed to a member of the House?
There is no member to whom it's directed. It's directed at an entity which all members are entitled to.
So Jack Dale Singh know everything. It not think that no member. And or you could tell me that this man in bias. This man getting a salary from the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. This man get a work from the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and at the end of the day, this man is not performing his tasks in alignment with transparency. This man doing what he want inside of the parliament. This man doing what he want, and we must reach to a point that we understand that this Speaker of the House views is tainted with UNC juice. With that yellow at the code juice, it is tainted. And we here, Trinidad, the only how this could continue is if we allow it. That's what we telling you here. There's more of us and there's less of them. Don't let them come and gang rape your psyche into making you believe things that is not true. Don't let them do that to us, Trinidad and Tobago. Let us come together as one. Both African and Indian and Chinese, even the 1%, they also does make a contribution to Trinidad and Tobago to taxes, millions of dollars. And there are people that evading taxes all over the place. Let me see who calling here. Good evening, caller.
Good evening.
Yes, caller. What is your contribution tonight on the show?
My contribution is, our problem is, as Africans, we always let other races override us because we do not stick together. Other races, maybe Europeans, Chinese, Arabs, whatever, they will stick together. They will, if someone do something wrong, they won't find fault with them. They just put them aside, but they don't go public and make them look bad. And that's why PNM lost the election, because Africans went against their role. And it's simple as that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And that quite simple, Trinidad and Tobago. All other race, all other people, regardless, everybody know this stupidness that Kamala Prasad Bisesa was doing. I and all know it, but we wanted some type of change. And look what we end up with. Look what we receive here in Trinidad. Look what the same bars, you see how nasty and sting the Prime Minister is. Prime Minister talking, Penelope Beckles talking about people that drinking. Is that what she promoted? Saddam Hussein was say that, a matter of fact. That clown. Say she vexed because they raised rum. You know how much people lost the work? Yes, Saddam? You know how much people lost the work? Bar owners. The amount of them who is Indian people lost the work. This country, you see these SOEs that they keep on running on. But you see if I come here and I talk, it's whole night I could go in. It's whole night in it because the amount of things people are facing in this country that call for us to come together. And if we do not come together at Trinidad and Tobago, all crappo smoke we pipe. Crappo smoke we pipe. We forgetting a lot in it. This was a clip here that was played outside Parliament. Some people went there. Let me answer this call. Good night, caller. Yes, good evening, caller.
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What is your contribution
as this
tonight?
program going on? Yeah, as this program going on here, I seen a pattern, I seen a track record. Make me remember in Mayaro, the sheriff, Dina Sitahal, Dolchedi. Now it's Guerra.
Yes, boy.
So I seen a pattern.
Yes. And also in the pattern.
It's a serious thing, you know.
Yeah, it's very serious. Because
we have that.
The Guerra go Dolchedi, the Guerra here.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, Dolchedi, it was reported that Dolchedi would have supported the UNC in their rise to power. And as they reach inside, they execute him.
What happened now?
I see the pattern. That power, I didn't see it any way that you bring it across, but I see what you're talking about.
Right. It's since 1980. Following election and whatsoever. My old man was a minister follow Dr. Eric Williams. So from since 1980, I used to be listening to him. So since that to now, is the worst I see.
You draw something to my attention there. I go look at it.
Yeah.
And I like when people call it from different perspective. Yeah, brother. Good night. Powerful perspective. And what you say? And that's why people have to be very careful. We were seeing this.
In the government, including the defense minister, in this parliament and on the outside, who went at pains, without anyone asking the question, to declare that African people have nothing to worry because he is African.
The National Security Council includes the Attorney General, a proud black man, the Minister of Homeland Security, a proud black man, the Minister of Works, a proud black woman, and myself.
History also teaches us that there are many examples where the government, through the police force, went way beyond. I'm sure you're a learned man and you would know of the crimes against humanity that happened in Grenada with the Mongoose gang. that happened in Haiti with Tonton Macoute. So not because the ministers look like the people from the area means that justice will be served. So that is important to note.
That is important to note. Don't feel that because people look like us is the same thing. It's not the
Why
same.
don't Afro-Caribbeans and Indo-Caribbeans get along? Your grandparents will tell you it's always been that way. It hasn't. The British engineered it. Here's how. After slavery ended in 1838, freed Africans left the plantations. They built villages, started businesses, gained economic power. The British panicked, so they brought in Indian indentured laborers and told each group lies about the other. They told Africans the Indians were stealing their jobs, undercutting their wages. They told Indians the Africans were lazy, dangerous, uncivilized. They paid Indians slightly more, just enough to create resentment. They gave Indians different housing, separate schools, different religious freedoms, all designed to prevent unity. Because if Afro and Indo-Caribbeans united, they could overthrow colonial rule. The British had seen it before. The Indian Mutiny, the Morant Bay Rebellion. They knew mixed-race uprisings were their biggest threat, so they made sure you'd never trust each other. They gave you just enough difference to fight over, and it worked. Your families stopped seeing each other as fellow victims and started seeing each other as competition. That tension you feel today, that's not natural. That's colonial programming. Drop a fire emoji if this just clicked for you. Follow for the receipts they don't want you to see.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, very few people know that. You see how you're feeling about your Indian counterparts, that was engineered. And no matter how much time you tell them that, that is not so, this is what it is, they won't study that because there are people that are allowing themselves all the time to be fooled by political forces. And when I say political forces, government. They come in, they take what they want, none of them ain't make no jail, never make a jail yet. None of them. And at the end, the prospering non-stop. What I am saying, Trinidad and Tobago, this had to stop. It had to stop. We are seeing the biasness of Jack Singh. We hearing, a matter of fact, let me see what goes on. You can't just tell you. If you, hey. Let's see if I can get Candice. I know Candice want to say something here in closing. Let's see if we could get she on and in closing. So the numbers to call is 333-2176. 333-2176. If you want to leave, say something. And we are currently not seeing the comments, by the way, on YouTube. We don't have up that display screen to us to see that comment. But when you are seeing all of what is taking place within this country, all the breaking down house, the silence in this one, the silence in that one, one must put one and one together. We know what take place with Jack Singh. And no UNC, no government station is going to pilot this message. And that is the reason why we constantly urge you, Trinidad and Tobago. Don't let it reach on your doorstep. Speak out. Speak it loud and speak it proud. My name is Renaissance Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Let me see. Hey, that call. My last one for the night. Good night, caller. Yes, good night.
The people.
No, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
They have one thing wrong. There is no African, there is no Indian country. They are all Trinbagonians. Need to unite together against. They have a state, United States, by the politicians are divided the country. That is why we have to talk. Not general talk. End of general public. I look past it, color, creed, is wrong.
I'm here, Nicola. I'm here. Your volume on that side a little too slow, a little too low, Amatafa. Your volume on that side a little too low. Sorry about that. So Trinidad and Tobago tonight, we are going to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow again, we go tin down this program where we are speaking, where we will be speaking on a more lighter topic. I mean, we have been purporting all the time as to come here and speak about the issues, different pilot various topic. And look out, by the ending of this week, so we are going to run this platform 24/7. So we go and run some tests during the week and then we go start in full. So if you want your thing to be played on this platform, please reach out to me the number. Message me on WhatsApp on Workers' Rights 868, the G333-2176 number. So that is me right here. And tonight, so thanks to all the viewers, the new viewers, the first-time callers, to all that are there and listening and always giving their support, lending their views on the platform without fear or favor and without fear of expressing themselves. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network. Thanks for watching Trinidad and Tobago. Open your eyes, open your hearts, open your mind. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff may comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemy. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Thanks for watching, and I am out until tomorrow night. Thanks, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, Prime Minister, can I ask you to use more neutral language as we move on? I don't think it's offensive and insulting directed to a member of the House. It seems to me that the purport of the standing order is quite clear. And any residual discretion, I have to refuse it. It's a very narrowly circumscribed one. But I will hear you on that. I've read these standing orders. There are two sets of standing orders which provide for closure for debate. There is Standing Order 46-2, which provides that any minister may move an application to close a debate which is critical of the government. That standing order is confined to a minister moving the House. Standing Order 52 is a standing order of general application. Any member may move to close a debate pursuant to 52. The jurisdiction of the Speaker is then a very narrowly circumscribed jurisdiction. So there are two instances in which the Speaker can refuse to accede to putting the question. I don't think it's offensive and insulting directed to a member of the House.
If you are saying that statement is not directed to a member of the House?
There is no member to whom it's directed. It's directed at an entity which all members are entitled to.